Welcome to Sid Style. I'm Stuart, and I know a guy, an acquaintance of mine, that is such a nervous person. It's like he breaks into a sweat whenever he walks into a room. And I have two other friends, though, very different, complete opposites. It's like the world is one big air conditioner. They're super chill all the time. They're really successful, and I think being chill and being a cool, calm personality really works in the world. It works in business especially. I think fragrances cannot make you a cooler person, but they can increase the perception that you're cool if you wear them in the right situation at the right time. It's the middle of summer right now. I have 8 fragrances I think would be great for enhancing the cool factor. I own 16 really old fragrances. I am talking pre-1980s. I wear 2 of them, and one of them, though, I love and will actively seek out. It is the first modern citrus aromatic. It's the first fragrance ever that used hedoine in any consequence. That's a modern jasmine note. Originally, it was designed to be a fragrance for women, and in the last couple of months, they tweaked it and made it a fragrance for men. And it was so groundbreaking and so controversial at the time that Jean-Paul Guerlain, when he first heard about it, he stormed out of a meeting. The fragrance is Dior's Eau Sauvage. And I think the reason that I still seek it out, there are 2 of them. The first one is, it's from 1966, but it was groundbreaking in 66, and it set the tone for the next, I don't know, at least 2 decades. People were wearing citrus aromatics similar to this well into the 90s, and still the occasional one is released. So it is not really as old as it might appear, but I think the second reason is more important in that, yes, this has a lot of herbal notes, as you would expect from something from 66. There's a lot of basil in it. There's lavender and oak moss, a couple other aromatic notes. But fundamentally, this is a citrus fragrance. A lot of bright lemon and bergamot. And for this kind of weather, like really hot midsummer kind of thing, this is fantastic for making you feel cool and actually coming across as cool because the fragrance is perfectly suited for summer. It's the ultimate, I believe, summer wedding fragrance. So if you got one coming up, grab a bottle. Fragrance names are really important. They're important for marketing, but they're also important for communicating what you're buying. And I think Louis Vuitton does that as well as anybody, and they were perfection when they named this. This is Afternoon Swim. Now, it didn't call it Morning Swim because the morning, you're just getting up. It's afternoon. It's bright. It's swim. It's a nice, gorgeous blue bottle. So you're looking at the ocean. It's summer. It's like summer in a bottle. And they conveyed that with the name. Now, it's not a marine fragrance, believe it or not. They went for the brightness of an orange. So they've got 2 listed notes, which are orange and mandarin, but there was a third. Jacques Cavalier wanted 3. I don't know why they didn't list blood orange, but from everything that I read, it was 3 different types of orange notes, all layered together to give a specific kind of brightness. It really is a bright fragrance. It's also got a little bit of ginger and some ambergris. The great thing about Louis Vuitton is, that's going to be real ambergris listed, not the fake stuff like ambroxan. The only issue with this that I find, and I found that with every clear bottled fragrance from Louis Vuitton, is that the performance isn't that good. I have a couple of dark bottled Louis Vuittons. Performance is amazing. But I guess if it's citrus, if it's lighter, it's really hard to make last a long time. For this, I get maybe 5 hours, but between 4 and 5. But the fragrance is so bright. It's perfect for summer. It's the ultimate cool. I mean, that is a cool blue. Fragrance number 3 is tough, mainly because I love the fragrance so much. It is a top 10 fragrance of all time that I've ever smelled. And I've tried over 500 fragrances at this point, so that's pretty high praise. The problem is I don't like the house. It's a popular house. The problem is they artificially inflate their prices because they like to have really expensive fragrances so people feel posh when they buy them. Let me just say, I am not here to dump on Chanel. I know the fragrance community, it can be like a religion. If I pick on the wrong religion, and there's probably 200 of you out there right now judging me going, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Chanel's amazing. I agree. Jacques Polch is my favorite perfumer, and this is in my top 10. But the prices are high. Let's get on to Allure Unsport Eau Extreme. And if you've watched my channel in any consequence, You'll have heard me mention the word subtle. I love it. Each note is subtle, so they don't overwhelm the other one. So you get that subtle tonka feel, but it doesn't override the brightness of the mandarin. And you need a bright note for a sport fragrance. It doesn't overwhelm the coolness of the mint note. And the mint note doesn't overwhelm the warmth of the tonka note. I mean, you talk about blended perfectly. It's just the right amount of each note. And I think you can wear this and be cool and smell cool pretty much any season you want. The only problem, much like Louis Vuitton, is the prices. There are two concentrations of this fragrance. There's an eau de parfum and there's an eau de toilette concentrate. That's the kind that I have. And I get about maybe 5 hours. I know people with the EDP still complain about performance. That, unfortunately, is the reality. But the scent itself is magnificent. And I'm going to say it. I think this is the ultimate cool fragrance to wear. Fragrance number 4 was inspired by the island of Pantelleria, which is a beautiful volcanic island between Tunisia and Sicily in the Mediterranean. It's got a beautiful caldera with thermal hot springs because it was, after all, a volcano at one point. It was the inspiration for Acquadeio. Alberto Morillas was on vacation there, and he loved the confluence of the citrus trees and the ocean. And so Acquadeio came out, and today I'm talking about Armani Aquadeio Eau de Parfum. And the reason I like this one so much is I have 3 versions of this, and I've tested them repeatedly. I have Profumo. I think that is the darkest. I have Profondo. I think that is the smoothest. But ultimately, the 3 of them are so incredibly similar. It must be very, very difficult for someone at a distance to be able to tell the difference. But I think in terms of price, if you're looking to buy Acquadeio, this is your best option. Now, this is more like the original Acquadeio than the other 2. It is stronger, though, because this is an eau de parfum. There's more fragrance oil. So you get probably another hour. And I think it's the best bang for your buck, because when this one came out, I don't know if it was necessary. And so people kind of like turned their back on it. The rating on Fragrantica is lower than the other ones. And so you can get this at a really good price, basically $70 for 75 milliliters, which for this, you know, an hour more than the regular Acquadeio, that's a pretty good deal. Now, it is slightly greener. Again, if you're willing to spend 10 minutes to smell them all and tell the difference, there is a green mandarin note here. So this is slightly greener than the original. Great DNA for being cool, especially with this kind of heat, because I'm dying here. Fragrance number 5 is a fragrance that I wore the most last summer. I picked it up in the spring in a trade, completely surprised by it. And I thought it was an office fragrance at first because it's quite woody, but it turned into be a beautiful summer scent. It's Javalshi Gentleman Only. And what I love about it is the fact, kind of like Allure Unsport Eau Extreme, in that it has 4 quite disparate notes that come together and are blended well. Now, it is not Allure Unsport Eau Extreme, but it is a very nice fragrance with a definite cool vibe. So let's start with the most important note, which is birch, right? So it's a birch, like a little slightly bit of smoky wood. There's also some vetiver. And that smokiness of the birch is backed up with a little bit of incense. So yeah, smoky wood. Then you've got a bright mandarin note. So it's definitely fresh, and that's the summer part. And you've also got some spicy pink pepper. It all goes together really well. I get great performance with my bottle, but I have to be honest, woody notes work really well on my skin. But yeah, I get 6 hours. I get decent solid projection, and I will probably be wearing this a ton again this summer. Fragrance number 6 is a real sleeper. It is a cheapie. It's about 10, 15 years old. It comes from a pretty, mundane kind of house, but it is modeled on one of the best fragrances in the early 2000s, Gucci Rush, which is subtle and really good woody fragrance. This is Azzaro Visit. So if you like woody fragrances, this is definitely something to consider. Here's the thing. I knew it was like Gucci Rush, so I bought it. I think it was like $35. And I tried it 2 or 3 times, and I was kind of like, what's the big deal? Basically, the notes are nutmeg, cedar, a little bit of incense, and pink pepper, right? So a little spicy woody. I didn't think much of it, and then one day, boom. I was lying on the bed, And I'm like, what am I wearing? This is great. And I realized it was this. It's sneaky good. And the DNA is so similar to Gucci Rush, which was kind of a legendary fragrance, that the DNA is there. Fragrance number 7 is a very popular fragrance that I think fits this perfectly because it's got a lot of violet leaf. And if you're looking for cool, violets are very, very fresh and clean, but violet leaf are even cleaner. This has a lot of violet leaf. It's the ultimate cool note. And this is a really good violet leaf fragrance. This is Burberry Touch. And the violet leaf is backed up with a fresh note too, which is black pepper. So very fresh. There's a little bit of musk here. This is another early 2000 fragrance. You can see the theme there, you know, sort of fresh woody kind of thing. This is still really popular though. Yeah, I mean, look, if you want to be cool at a reasonable price, this is a really good option. And finally, we have Creed Aventus, the ultimate cool fragrance. No, I'm just kidding. I do, however, think that Creed Aventus, that DNA, is very cool. You know, you've got that pineapple note. You've got birch. You know, it's woody. It's not overwhelming. It's fresh. It's clean. But I have something better, I believe, anyway. It's Tiziana Terenzi's Orion. And the reason I think it's better is that it's about half the price. It's still a niche house. And this particular fragrance bottle is an extrait de parfum. So it's cheaper, but it lasts longer, especially after all the reformulations that Aventus has had in the last couple of years. This is a woodier version of Aventus because not only do you have the birch, you've got a little bit of incense to back that up, and then you've also got a cedar note as well. So it's a little bit more woody, but you still get plenty of bright pineapple. And the performance, I mean, I've gotten 12 hours with this, which is a fundamentally fresh fragrance, which is ridiculous. Anyway, I think being cool is important. I am not a cool person. I am probably like most people in the middle, although I'm probably leaning more to like sweating my butt off. However, I do think the wearing fragrances has helped my cool factor. And I do think the fragrances I talked about today can definitely help. And boy, it's been hot the last couple of days. So yeah, stay cool, guys. Take care.